Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Banda Business podcast, the place where you buy a subscription package and your business grows with a promise. I'm Rachel, and I'm thrilled to have you here with me today. Whether you're an entrepreneur, business leader, or someone looking to scale your efforts, this podcast is all about offering insights and practical tips to help you succeed. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that's critical for any business, building a strong brand identity. In a competitive market, it's not just about what you offer, but how people perceive your brand. What makes your business stand out? How do you create an emotional connection with your audience that goes beyond your product or service? A strong brand identity is essential for long-term success. It's what sets you apart, builds trust, and creates loyalty among your customers. We'll talk about how to define your brand's voice, communicate your core values, and consistently present yourself in a way that resonates with your target audience. Whether you're just starting out or looking to refine your brand, these strategies will help you craft a brand identity that leaves a lasting impression. Let's get started by talking about the importance of authenticity. Authenticity is at the heart of any strong brand identity. In today's market, consumers are drawn to brands that feel genuine, that stand for something real and relatable. Your brand's authenticity comes from how you communicate your core values, your mission, and what truly drives your business. It's not just about having a flashy logo or a catchy slogan. It's about making sure that everything you do reflects the essence of who you are as a company. When you think about what makes a brand authentic, it starts with being transparent. Are you clear about what your business stands for? Do you openly communicate your goals, your challenges, and your journey? Sharing these insights with your audience can foster a deeper connection because people appreciate honesty and transparency. For example, brands that are open about their sustainability efforts, ethical practices, or the steps they take to support their communities often resonate more deeply with their customers. Next, let's talk about consistency. Authenticity only works if it's consistent across all channels, whether it's your website, social media, or how your customer service team interacts with clients. Your brand voice should always feel familiar, regardless of where your audience encounters it. Consistency helps build trust, and trust is one of the most valuable assets you can cultivate in a brand. Let's explore visual identity, how your brand looks and feels to your audience. This includes your logo, color schemes, typography, and even the style of imagery you use. Every visual element should tell part of your brand story. Is your brand bold and energetic, minimal and modern, classic and trustworthy? Your visual identity helps convey these traits, so it's crucial to be intentional about it. But here's the thing, your visual identity alone isn't enough. It has to be backed by substance. That's where your brand voice comes into play. Your voice is how you communicate with your audience in a way that aligns with your values and personality. It's the tone you use in emails, social media posts, marketing materials, everywhere. Whether you're formal or casual, humorous or serious, make sure that voice resonates with who you are and what your audience expects from you. Another key aspect of building a strong brand identity is knowing your audience. You can't craft a meaningful identity if you don't have a deep understanding of who you're speaking to. This means not only knowing their demographics, but also understanding their values, their pain points, and what motivates them. By aligning your brand with what your audience cares about, you create an emotional connection that makes them feel seen and heard. This connection is what drives loyalty and long-term relationships. Now, let's get into storytelling, a powerful tool for any brand. People don't just connect with products, they connect with stories. What's the story behind your business? Why did you start it? What challenges have you overcome? Sharing your journey, warts and all, makes your brand more relatable and human. People are more likely to trust and support a brand when they understand the story behind it. Whether it's through your website, social media, or email newsletters, consistently telling your story helps reinforce your brand identity. And finally, as your business grows, it's important to keep evolving while staying true to your core. Adaptability is essential. The market changes, consumer behaviors shift, and your brand identity should be flexible enough to evolve with them while still holding on to the essence of what makes your brand unique. Whether it's updating your visuals, refreshing your messaging, or expanding your values, always make sure that the core of your brand stays intact. Building a strong brand identity takes time and thoughtful effort, but it's one of the most important investments you can make in your business. When done right, it sets the foundation for long-lasting relationships with your customers, fosters trust, and ultimately drives growth. So take the time to craft your brand's voice, visual identity, and story with care. Keep your message consistent and authentic, and always stay connected to the needs and values of your audience. As we wrap up, think about the steps you can take to strengthen your brand identity. What does your brand currently stand for? Are you consistently communicating that message to your audience? Are you showing your authenticity and connecting with your customers in a way that builds loyalty? These are the questions that will help guide you as you continue to build a brand that's not just memorable, but meaningful. Now that we've covered the core components of building a strong brand identity, let's delve into how you can actively strengthen and maintain it over time. It's not just about setting your brand identity in motion once. It requires continuous attention to keep it alive, relevant, and impactful. One key area to focus on is engaging your audience regularly. Your brand identity becomes stronger every time you interact with your customers, and the more meaningful those interactions are, the more your identity solidifies in their minds. This doesn't mean you have to engage constantly, but when you do, it should feel personal and genuine. Whether through social media, newsletters, or even customer service interactions, each touchpoint is an opportunity to reinforce who you are as a brand. Think about creating experiences that leave a lasting impression. Today's consumers aren't just looking for products, they're looking for experiences that connect with them emotionally. These experiences can range from personalized email marketing to events or webinars where your brand story is shared in a way that feels exclusive and intimate. These experiences deepen the relationship and help solidify your brand identity in your customers' minds. Another important aspect is consistently delivering on your promises. The strongest brands are those that consistently meet or exceed customer expectations. If your brand identity is built around being reliable, innovative, or customer-centric, then every interaction must reflect those values. Customers build loyalty with brands they can count on, and that reliability becomes part of your brand's core identity. To add to this, let's discuss the importance of feedback. Listening to your customers is a crucial part of maintaining a strong brand identity. Encourage feedback through surveys, direct communication, or social media interactions. When you show your customers that you're listening to their needs and making changes accordingly, it reinforces the message that your brand is responsive and cares about their experience. It also helps you stay in touch with what your audience truly values, ensuring that your brand stays relevant as their needs evolve. Don't forget about the internal aspect of brand identity as well. Your brand's values and culture should be reflected internally, within your team and employees. If your team believes in your brand's mission and vision, that enthusiasm will naturally translate into the interactions they have with customers. A strong internal culture that aligns with your brand's identity is crucial for consistency and authenticity. Make sure your team is on the same page about your brand's core message and how it should be communicated. Now, let's explore collaboration and partnerships. Collaborating with other brands or influencers that align with your values can also help strengthen your brand identity. When you partner with other businesses or individuals who share your vision, it reinforces your brand's message and exposes you to a wider audience that likely shares similar interests. These partnerships should feel natural and aligned with your core values to maintain authenticity. As you grow, it's essential to think about the long-term vision for your brand. Brand identity is not static. It evolves with your business. However, the essence of your brand, the values and mission that define it, should remain constant. Adapt to changing trends, embrace new opportunities, and update your messaging as needed, but always keep the core of your identity intact. This balance between evolution and consistency is key to maintaining a strong brand presence over time. Finally, one of the most powerful ways to enhance your brand identity is by fostering a community around your brand. When customers feel connected not only to your brand, but also to other people who share similar experiences or values, it creates a sense of belonging. This sense of community can lead to stronger loyalty and advocacy. Consider creating spaces, whether online or offline, where your customers can interact with each other and share their experiences. A community built around shared values will naturally support and amplify your brand identity. To sum it up, Strengthening and maintaining a brand identity requires continuous effort, consistent communication, and a deep understanding of your audience. From building experiences that connect emotionally to listening to feedback, every action you take either reinforces or weakens your brand identity. Be intentional in how you communicate, evolve with your customers' needs, and stay true to the core values that make your brand unique. As we conclude today's episode, I encourage you to take a moment and reflect on your brand's identity. How well are you communicating your core values to your audience? Are you consistently delivering experiences that reflect who you are as a brand? And most importantly, what steps can you take today to strengthen those connections and reinforce the trust you've built with your customers? These are the questions that will guide you as you continue to build a brand identity that not only resonates, but also stands the test of time. Keep nurturing those relationships, stay authentic, and never lose sight of what makes your brand unique. As we continue this exploration, let's talk about the long-term benefits of nurturing and strengthening your brand identity. When your brand identity is strong, consistent, and authentic, it doesn't just help you stand out in the market. It becomes a powerful asset that drives long-term loyalty, trust, and growth. One of the most significant advantages of a well-established brand identity is customer loyalty. When customers connect with your brand on a deeper, emotional level, they're not just buying a product or service. They're buying into your brand's mission, values, and personality. This kind of loyalty goes beyond transactional relationships. It's about customers choosing your brand time and again because they believe in what you stand for. Loyal customers are also more likely to become brand advocates, spreading the word about your business to their friends, family, and networks. This kind of organic marketing is invaluable because it builds trust with potential customers in a way that traditional advertising cannot. People are more likely to trust recommendations from those they know, and when they hear positive things about your brand from loyal advocates, it reinforces the perception of your brand's credibility and value. In addition to loyalty and advocacy, a strong brand identity helps you attract the right audience. When your messaging is clear, consistent, and aligned with your values, it acts as a magnet for customers who resonate with your brand. Rather than trying to appeal to everyone, a well-defined brand identity allows you to focus on attracting the people who are the best fit for your business, those who are more likely to become long-term customers because they share your values or are drawn to your unique approach. Another long-term benefit is that a strong brand identity creates a sense of stability and trust. In today's fast-paced market, consumers want to know that the brands they engage with are reliable and here to stay. When your brand identity remains consistent over time, both in messaging and visual presentation, it builds a sense of familiarity and trust. Customers know what to expect from your brand, and that predictability can be incredibly comforting, especially in times of uncertainty or market fluctuations. Now, let's discuss how a strong brand identity can guide business decisions. When your brand's mission and values are clearly defined, they serve as a compass for making important business decisions. Whether it's launching a new product, entering a partnership, or expanding into a new market, your brand identity should be at the heart of those decisions. Does this decision align with who we are as a brand? Does it reinforce the message we want to communicate to our audience? Having that clarity helps you stay true to your brand's core, even as your business grows and evolves. For businesses looking to scale, a strong brand identity is also crucial for consistency across multiple channels and locations. As your business expands, whether through new products, services, or geographic markets, maintaining a unified brand identity ensures that customers have the same experience with your brand, no matter where they interact with it. This consistency is key to building and retaining customer trust as you scale. It's also worth noting how a strong brand identity contributes to employee engagement. Your team is an integral part of how your brand is perceived, and when employees feel connected to your brand's mission and values, they're more likely to be motivated, engaged, and enthusiastic in their roles. This internal alignment reflects externally, as employees who believe in the brand are more likely to deliver exceptional customer experiences and act as brand ambassadors in their own right. A clear brand identity also sets the stage for innovation. When you know who you are as a brand, it becomes easier to innovate in ways that align with your core identity. Innovation doesn't mean changing who you are, it means finding new ways to express your brand's values. expand your offerings, and meet the evolving needs of your customers. Whether through new product lines, services, or marketing strategies, a strong brand identity gives you a solid foundation from which to explore new ideas without losing sight of what makes your brand unique. Lastly, let's not forget the financial benefits of a strong brand identity. Businesses with well-established brand identities often enjoy higher profit margins because customers are willing to pay more for brands they trust and value. A strong brand identity can also lead to increased brand equity, making your business more attractive to investors, partners, and potential buyers. As we wrap up today's episode, think about the long-term value of the brand identity you're building. Are you creating a brand that resonates with your audience, fosters loyalty, and stands out in the marketplace? Are you making business decisions that are aligned with your brand's core values and mission? Remember, building a strong brand identity isn't a one-time effort. It's an ongoing process that evolves with your business and your audience. Stay authentic, consistent, and intentional in everything you do, and your brand will continue to grow in strength, loyalty, and impact. Moving forward, take time to reflect on how you can continue to nurture your brand's identity. What actions can you take today to ensure your brand remains authentic and aligned with the values that matter to you and your audience? How can you keep your messaging and experience consistent as you scale? By keeping these questions in mind, you'll be well equipped to build a brand identity that not only drives business growth, but also creates a lasting, meaningful connection with your customers. As we continue, let's dive even deeper into the practical side of maintaining that brand identity over time. It's one thing to establish your brand's voice and personality, but it's equally important to ensure that it evolves in a way that reflects both your business growth and the changing needs of your customers. One of the first things you should focus on is keeping your brand relevant. This doesn't mean constantly changing who you are, but rather adapting to market trends, customer feedback, and industry developments. Your core values should remain stable, but the way you communicate those values can shift to stay aligned with what's happening in the world. This could involve updating your messaging, refining your marketing strategies, or even revamping your visual identity as your business evolves. Think about it this way. Brands that remain stagnant often lose their edge. Customers appreciate when a brand shows awareness of current events or changing consumer behavior. For example, if sustainability becomes a growing concern in your industry, making adjustments to your practices and openly communicating them can strengthen your brand's identity. You're not just reacting to trends, you're showing that your brand is in tune with what your customers care about, and that creates a deeper connection. One of the best ways to stay relevant is by listening to your audience. Social media, customer reviews, surveys, and direct feedback are gold mines for understanding what your customers need, what they love about your brand, and what they think could be improved. Use this feedback to make data-driven decisions that keep your brand aligned with customer expectations. Let's now focus on consistent messaging. As your brand evolves, you must ensure that the messaging across all platforms, whether it's your website, social media, email campaigns, or in-person interactions, remains cohesive. This not only reinforces your identity, but also builds trust. Customers should know exactly what to expect from your brand, no matter where they engage with it. A great exercise to help with this is conducting a brand audit. Periodically review all your customer touchpoints and ensure that the tone, visuals, and overall experience align with your current brand identity. Are you still reflecting the values you originally set out to communicate? Are there any areas where the messaging feels outdated or inconsistent? By identifying any gaps or inconsistencies, you can refine your approach and maintain a strong, unified brand presence. Next, let's talk about expanding your brand's reach without diluting its identity. As your business grows, you may want to explore new markets, offer new products, or reach different customer segments. It's essential that any expansion aligns with your brand's core identity. When venturing into new territory, ask yourself, does this expansion reinforce what my brand stands for, or is it steering us away from our core message? For example, if your brand is built around premium, high-quality products and you're considering launching a more budget-friendly line, it's important to find a way to do so that doesn't compromise your brand's reputation. Perhaps the new line emphasizes accessibility while still maintaining the high standards your brand is known for. The key is finding balance, ensuring that growth and expansion fit seamlessly with your brand's long-term vision. Another important aspect is brand storytelling. As your business evolves, so does your brand story. Don't be afraid to share your journey with your audience, the challenges you've overcome, the lessons you've learned, and the milestones you've achieved. People love brands that they can grow with, and by being transparent about your journey, you make your brand more relatable and human. Consider using storytelling in your content marketing. Whether it's through blog posts, video content, or behind-the-scenes updates, take the time to let your audience in on your evolution. Not only does this create a sense of authenticity, but it also helps customers feel like they're part of your brand's journey. When they see how far you've come, they're more likely to stick with you as you continue to grow. One of the final aspects I'd like to touch on today is brand advocacy. Loyal customers who love your brand can become your most powerful marketers. Encourage them to share their experiences, leave reviews, and spread the word. Create referral programs or offer incentives for customers who advocate for your brand. The more your customers feel like they're part of your brand story, the more they'll be willing to promote it. But advocacy isn't just about asking customers to share their experiences. It's also about creating an environment where they feel inspired to do so. That means continuing to exceed expectations, consistently delivering value, and showing appreciation for their support. When customers feel truly connected to your brand and valued by you, they'll naturally want to share that connection with others. As we come to the close of today's discussion, I want to leave you with a few key takeaways about building and sustaining a strong brand identity. Stay authentic and true to your values. Your brand identity is rooted in the core beliefs that define who you are as a business. Keep those values front and center, even as you grow and evolve. Adapt to change while staying consistent. Evolution is part of any successful business, but make sure your brand identity remains cohesive and reflects the core of who you are. Engage your community. Your customers are part of your brand story. Keep them involved, listen to their feedback, and create experiences that foster loyalty and advocacy. Tell your brand story. Whether you're just starting out or years into your business journey, sharing the story behind your brand builds trust and creates a deeper emotional connection with your audience. Expand with intention. Growth is exciting, but make sure it aligns with your brand's identity and reinforces the values that your customers love. By focusing on these key elements, you'll be able to build a brand that not only stands the test of time, but continues to resonate with your audience, evolve with the market, and inspire loyalty and advocacy. Keep your customers at the heart of everything you do, stay true to your mission, and your brand will continue to thrive in both the short and long term. As we move forward, let's take a deeper look at how to build momentum around your brand while ensuring that you're staying connected to the values and identity you've worked so hard to establish. Growing a brand is a continuous process that involves staying engaged with your audience, being adaptable, and, most importantly, remaining authentic. One of the key ways to maintain and grow momentum is through consistent innovation. Innovation doesn't always mean launching a brand new product or reinventing your business model. It can be small, incremental improvements that show your audience that you're always looking for ways to enhance their experience. Whether it's introducing a new feature, improving customer service, or offering new ways for customers to engage with your brand, innovation signals that your brand is evolving with the times while still staying true to its core identity. Consider how your brand can innovate within the customer experience. This could mean making your purchasing process easier, streamlining communication, or providing customers with new, personalized features that enhance their experience with your products or services. By constantly seeking ways to make the customer journey smoother and more enjoyable, you'll reinforce the idea that your brand cares about its customers' needs and is always working to improve. In addition to innovation, maintaining a strong brand identity involves regularly assessing your brand's positioning in the marketplace. As your business grows, it's essential to ensure that your messaging continues to differentiate you from competitors. Your brand positioning should clearly communicate what makes your brand unique, whether it's your values, your product quality, your customer service, or your commitment to sustainability. Make sure that you're consistently communicating these points of differentiation to both existing customers and potential new ones. Storytelling, as we touched on earlier, also plays a critical role in building momentum. As your brand grows, your story evolves, and customers want to feel like they're part of that evolution. They want to know what's happening behind the scenes, whether it's a new product development, a milestone in your journey, or a challenge you've overcome. These stories not only make your brand more relatable, but also give your audience something to invest in emotionally. A brand that is open, transparent, and willing to share its story builds trust and loyalty. As you innovate and grow, it's also vital to maintain a strong emotional connection with your audience. Brands that evoke emotion are more memorable and impactful. Think about how you can make your brand feel more human, more personal. This could involve sharing more behind-the-scenes content, involving your team in your communications, or highlighting customer stories that showcase how your brand has made a difference in their lives. Emotional connection creates lasting relationships, which translates to customer loyalty and advocacy. Another crucial element is expanding your brand's reach without diluting your message. Growth often involves reaching new customer segments, entering new markets, or expanding your product lines. While it's exciting to bring new people into your brand's ecosystem, it's important to ensure that your message and identity stay consistent. Whether you're appealing to a new demographic or introducing a new product, always ask yourself how it aligns with your brand's core values. Expansion should enhance your brand's identity, not dilute it. As your brand expands, consider creating unique experiences for different segments of your audience. Not all customers have the same needs or expectations, so personalizing the way you communicate with different segments can enhance the overall brand experience. By tailoring content, offers, and experiences to specific groups within your audience, you show that your brand is flexible, adaptable, and in tune with the needs of its customers. Let's also talk about the power of long-term brand advocacy. Your most loyal customers can be your greatest brand ambassadors. Encourage them to share their experiences, participate in referral programs, or get involved in creating content, such as testimonials or case studies. Customers who feel like they're part of your brand story are more likely to advocate for you. But to sustain this advocacy, it's important to regularly show your appreciation, whether through exclusive perks, special recognition, or even direct communication from leadership. An effective way to ensure continued advocacy is by making your customers feel like insiders. Share sneak peeks of upcoming products, give them early access to new features, or invite them to be part of product development through surveys or beta testing. The more involved your customers feel in your brand's evolution, the more invested they'll be in its success. One of the more underutilized methods of sustaining brand momentum is through collaborations and partnerships. Partnering with brands that share similar values or customer bases can introduce your brand to new audiences while reinforcing your core message. Collaborations allow you to expand your reach in a way that feels natural and aligned with your brand identity. Whether it's co-creating a product, hosting an event, or launching a joint marketing campaign, these partnerships can significantly boost your brand's visibility and credibility. Lastly, measuring your brand's success is key to maintaining growth. Keep track of key performance indicators, KPIs, that reflect both the financial health of your brand and the strength of your identity. Metrics such as customer retention rates, brand sentiment, social media engagement, and referral rates all provide valuable insights into how well your brand is resonating with your audience. By consistently measuring these indicators, you can make informed decisions about where to focus your efforts moving forward. In summary, building and maintaining a strong brand identity is a dynamic, ongoing process. It requires continuous innovation, emotional connection with your audience, consistent messaging, and a willingness to evolve while staying true to your core values. Every action you take, whether it's introducing a new product, sharing a customer story, or entering a new market, should reinforce your brand's mission and values. So, as you reflect on your brand's journey, ask yourself, how can you continue to innovate while staying true to your brand? Are you consistently reinforcing your values in every interaction with your audience? And how can you create deeper connections with your customers that go beyond the transactional level? By keeping these questions in mind and staying focused on the long-term vision for your brand, you'll continue to build a brand identity that is strong, adaptable, and deeply resonant with your customers. As you move forward, remember that your brand's identity is one of your most valuable assets. Nurture it, protect it, and keep evolving with your customers and the market. The work you put into building a strong brand identity today will pay off in the form of loyal customers, strong advocacy, and sustainable growth for years to come. As we continue this discussion, let's focus on some practical ways you can further strengthen and solidify your brand identity for sustainable, long-term growth. It's about staying proactive in how you engage with your audience, how you communicate your brand's evolving story, and how you continue to build trust. One of the most crucial aspects of maintaining a strong brand identity is consistent customer engagement. Building an engaged community around your brand means that your audience is not only interacting with your products or services, but also becoming part of a conversation that extends beyond the initial purchase. You can start by ensuring that your brand remains present and active across multiple platforms. Whether it's social media, email newsletters, or even customer support interactions, every touchpoint should reflect your brand's values and personality. Each interaction is an opportunity to reinforce your brand's message and to remind customers why they chose your brand in the first place. At the same time, creating a sense of community around your brand is a powerful way to foster deeper engagement. Encourage your customers to connect with each other through forums, social media groups, or even live events. When your audience feels like they are part of a larger community that shares their interests and values, their loyalty to your brand naturally deepens. You could also consider inviting your audience into the brand building process. This could be as simple as asking for their feedback or as involved as bringing them into your product development journey. When customers feel that their opinions and ideas matter, they develop a stronger emotional connection to your brand. For example, hosting a virtual event where you unveil new ideas or giving your most loyal customers a say in the development of a new feature not only makes them feel valued, but also strengthens their connection to your brand's growth. Another crucial point is the importance of storytelling. As your brand evolves, don't shy away from sharing that evolution with your audience. People want to see the human side of brands. They want to understand the challenges, the successes, and the vision for the future. Sharing the personal stories behind your brand, whether through blog posts, videos, or interviews, allows your audience to feel more connected to your journey. For instance, if your brand has undergone a major change, whether it's a rebranding, a shift in values, or a new product line, bring your audience along for the ride. Let them see the thought process behind the changes, and most importantly, show how these changes align with your core identity. This transparency builds trust and loyalty. Authentic communication is key to maintaining this trust. Customers are drawn to brands that feel real and human. Whether you're sharing behind-the-scenes content, addressing mistakes or challenges openly, or simply responding to customer inquiries in a genuine and personal way, the more real your brand feels, the stronger the connection your audience will have with it. Let's also explore personalization as a strategy for deepening relationships. Today's consumers expect brands to understand their preferences and offer tailored experiences. Personalization doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as addressing customers by their names in emails or offering personalized product recommendations based on their past purchases. By making customers feel seen and understood, you create a brand experience that goes beyond the product or service itself. Moreover, when you reward loyalty, it strengthens brand identity. Create loyalty programs that are more than just transactional. Focus on giving your most loyal customers exclusive experiences or early access to new products. This adds value to their relationship with your brand and further establishes a sense of belonging. For businesses aiming to scale, keeping your brand's purpose clear while expanding is crucial. As you reach new markets or introduce new products, ensure that your core message remains the same. Your audience should be able to recognize your brand, regardless of how or where they interact with it. This consistency helps you retain trust, even as you grow. Now, let's not overlook the importance of measuring your brand's success through customer feedback and data. Collecting feedback from your customers at various touchpoints helps you understand how well your brand is resonating with them. Use tools like surveys, social media polls, and direct feedback to gauge customer sentiment. Are customers responding to your messaging in the way you intended? Are they engaging with your content and becoming advocates for your brand? Tracking these metrics helps you make informed decisions that ensure your brand remains relevant and impactful. One way to amplify your brand identity is by aligning with causes that resonate with your audience. If your brand stands for sustainability, ethical sourcing, or community involvement, make sure these values are consistently communicated. People are drawn to brands that reflect their own beliefs, so aligning your brand with a cause can help deepen the connection with your audience. Just make sure that your efforts are genuine and not simply for marketing purposes. Customers can see through inauthenticity quickly. As we talk about staying authentic, we should also address the importance of continuous improvement. Your brand identity should evolve as your audience and market evolve, but it should always stay grounded in your core values. Regularly reviewing your brand's messaging, tone, and customer experience ensures that you're staying relevant while maintaining the essence of what makes your brand unique. Finally, let's talk about the role of leadership in brand identity. The way your leadership team communicates and embodies your brand's values directly impacts how employees and customers perceive the brand. When leadership leads by example, whether it's through transparency, ethical decision-making, or a commitment to customer experience, it sets the tone for the entire company. A brand's identity is not just what's communicated externally, it's how it's lived internally. The stronger the alignment between your leadership's actions and your brand's values, the more authentic and trustworthy your brand will feel to the outside world. In closing, maintaining and strengthening your brand identity is an ongoing process that requires attention, adaptability, and a deep connection with your audience. It's not just about creating a recognizable logo or a catchy slogan. It's about consistently delivering on your brand's promise, engaging with your audience in meaningful ways, and staying true to your core values as you grow and evolve. By focusing on authenticity, personalization, community building, and leadership, your brand can create lasting relationships with customers that go beyond the transactional. These relationships are the foundation for long-term success as they foster loyalty, advocacy, and trust, qualities that can propel your brand forward in any market. So, as you think about your brand's journey, consider, how can you continue to innovate while staying true to your core values? How can you engage more deeply with your audience and create experiences that reflect the heart of your brand? And how can you ensure that your brand identity remains strong, relevant, and consistent as you grow? The answers to these questions will guide you in building a brand that not only stands out in the market, but also creates meaningful, lasting connections with your customers. Continuing on this journey of strengthening your brand identity, let's now explore how you can keep your brand adaptable while remaining true to your core values. One of the biggest challenges businesses face is evolving with the market and customer expectations without losing sight of the principles that define their brand. This balance is crucial for ensuring that your brand remains relevant, trusted, and compelling. As markets change, customer preferences evolve. The key to maintaining a strong brand identity in such a dynamic environment is to focus on continuous adaptation. This doesn't mean constantly changing your brand's message, but rather refining and adjusting your approach to better align with current trends, technological advancements, or shifting consumer behavior. For instance, consider how brands that have been around for decades, some even centuries, remain successful. They've managed to evolve without losing the essence of what makes them unique. Whether it's by embracing new technologies, entering new markets, or responding to social and cultural changes, these brands show that adaptability is about knowing when and how to evolve while keeping your brand's core intact. An effective way to ensure adaptability is by regularly reviewing your customer data and feedback. This will help you stay informed about what your customers expect, what they're looking for, and how they perceive your brand. Customer data can highlight emerging trends or shifts in behavior, allowing you to adjust your brand strategy accordingly. For example, if you notice a growing demand for sustainability within your customer base, integrating eco-friendly practices or products into your brand can help you stay relevant while remaining authentic to your values. As we discussed earlier, consistency is also key in maintaining brand identity. But within that consistency, there's room for flexibility. Think about how your brand can maintain its core message while experimenting with new ways of delivering that message. This might involve trying out different marketing channels, adopting new technologies, or finding fresh, creative ways to engage your audience. One effective strategy is to innovate within your brand's framework. Let's say your brand is known for high-quality, premium products. Rather than drastically shifting your product offerings, consider enhancing your current line with new features or complementary services that align with your brand's premium positioning. This allows you to evolve while maintaining the high standards that customers expect from your brand. Next, let's explore how authentic storytelling plays a role in keeping your brand adaptable. As your brand grows and the market changes, the story behind your brand should continue to evolve as well. Authentic storytelling isn't just about the past or the origins of your brand. It's also about how you're moving forward and adapting to new challenges and opportunities. For example, if your business is introducing a new product or entering a new market, share the story behind why and how you made those decisions. Did customer feedback inspire the product? Are you entering a market because it aligns with your brand's vision? By framing these decisions within your brand's larger narrative, you can show your audience that growth and change are natural extensions of your core identity, rather than departures from it. Additionally, innovation and brand identity go hand in hand when it comes to meeting your customers' evolving needs. Brands that are committed to innovation often have a competitive edge because they can offer fresh experiences that keep customers engaged. Whether through product improvements, new technology, or enhanced customer service, innovation strengthens the perception that your brand is forward-thinking and attuned to what matters most to your customers. As your brand continues to adapt, don't forget the importance of internal alignment. A brand's identity doesn't just exist in its public-facing communications. It's also something that should be deeply ingrained within your company culture. Your team needs to be aligned with your brand's values and vision, especially during times of change. When employees believe in and understand your brand's identity, they are better equipped to communicate that identity to customers, reinforcing consistency across all touchpoints. For example, when launching a new initiative or product, ensure that your team is well-informed and on board with the brand's direction. Provide them with the tools and knowledge they need to communicate your brand's message effectively, and encourage their involvement in maintaining the integrity of the brand as it evolves. Let's also discuss how partnerships and collaborations can help strengthen your brand's adaptability. When you collaborate with like-minded brands or influencers, you can introduce your brand to new audiences while reinforcing your core values. These partnerships should align with your brand's mission and serve to amplify your message. Collaborations allow you to evolve by exploring new avenues without losing your brand's identity. Just make sure that any partnership feels authentic and complements what your brand stands for. Leveraging technology is another powerful way to ensure your brand stays adaptable. In today's fast-paced digital world, technology is constantly shaping how businesses operate and engage with customers. Whether it's through artificial intelligence, data analytics, or personalized customer experiences, using technology to enhance your brand experience can set you apart from competitors while keeping your brand relevant. For example, personalization tools that allow you to tailor your messaging or product recommendations to individual customers can create a more engaging and customized experience, all while reinforcing the values of customer care and attentiveness that your brand might be known for. And as you embrace new technology, remember that it's important to maintain a human touch in your brand interactions. Customers appreciate digital efficiency, but they also crave authentic human connections. Strive to balance technology with personal engagement, ensuring that your brand feels accessible and relatable even as you scale. Another element to consider as you evolve is creating a sense of belonging within your brand community. As we've discussed before, fostering a strong sense of community around your brand strengthens loyalty. But as your brand grows, it's important to continue nurturing that sense of belonging. Encourage your customers to be part of your brand's journey, celebrate their successes, and provide opportunities for them to interact with each other. When customers feel like they're part of a community, they're more likely to stay loyal and advocate for your brand. Transparency is a critical factor in maintaining trust while evolving. As your brand grows and changes, be open with your audience about what's happening and why. Customers appreciate honesty and being transparent about your decision-making processes. Whether it's product changes, new initiatives, or business strategies, builds trust and reinforces your brand's credibility. As we wrap up today's discussion, I want to emphasize the importance of keeping your brand dynamic yet rooted in its values. The most successful brands are those that know how to evolve while staying true to who they are. Whether it's through innovation, partnerships, technology, or storytelling, adaptability is essential to staying relevant in today's competitive landscape. But within that adaptability, your brand's core identity should remain strong and consistent. So, as you think about your brand's future, ask yourself, how can you continue to innovate without losing sight of your brand's values? What steps can you take to stay adaptable while maintaining consistency? And how can you keep your audience engaged as you grow and evolve? By answering these questions and embracing adaptability with authenticity, your brand will continue to resonate with your audience, evolve with the market, and build lasting relationships that drive long-term success. As we continue exploring how to maintain and strengthen your brand identity while embracing adaptability, let's focus on some actionable strategies that can help you navigate growth and change without losing sight of what makes your brand unique. First and foremost, create a clear roadmap for brand evolution. Having a long-term vision for how your brand will grow and evolve can guide your decisions and help you stay aligned with your core values, even as you adapt to new challenges and opportunities. This roadmap doesn't need to be set in stone, but it should provide a framework that reflects your brand's mission, values, and goals. For instance, as your brand expands into new markets or introduces new products, refer back to this roadmap to ensure that any changes align with your overall brand identity. This ensures that your growth is strategic and intentional, not reactive or inconsistent. By having a well-defined vision, you can avoid diluting your brand's message as you scale. One of the most effective ways to ensure that your brand identity remains strong while evolving is to involve your customers in the process. As we've discussed earlier, your audience is one of your brand's greatest assets. When customers feel like they have a say in how your brand grows, they become more invested in its success. You can achieve this through regular surveys, customer feedback loops, or even by creating a community-driven initiative where your loyal customers can participate in decision-making processes. For example, if you're thinking about launching a new product line, involve your customers by asking for their input on design, features, or even pricing. By giving them a voice, you not only strengthen their loyalty, but also ensure that your brand's evolution stays true to the needs and desires of your audience. Additionally, continuously monitor your brand's performance and perception in the market. Regularly assess how your brand is being received by customers and whether the values and message you want to communicate are being effectively conveyed. Tools like social media analytics, customer reviews, and brand sentiment analysis can give you a clear picture of how your brand is perceived. By consistently evaluating your brand's performance, you can identify areas where you may need to course correct. This is particularly important as your brand adapts to new challenges. Staying on top of these metrics ensures that your brand stays aligned with its mission while also evolving to meet market demands. Another strategy to maintain a strong brand identity while growing is leveraging brand ambassadors and influencers who align with your values. Partnering with individuals who genuinely connect with your brand can help you reach new audiences without straying from your core identity. These ambassadors should not only have a strong following but also reflect the values and messaging that your brand represents. This brings us to the concept of consistent brand storytelling. As your brand evolves, so should your story. Don't be afraid to refresh your brand narrative to reflect new milestones, challenges, and successes. A well-told brand story can reinforce your identity while showcasing your adaptability. When done authentically, storytelling not only engages your audience, but also deepens their emotional connection to your brand. For example, if your brand has recently undergone a significant transformation, whether through a rebranding, the introduction of new products, or a pivot in your business model, make sure to share that journey with your audience. Explain why these changes were made and how they reflect your ongoing commitment to your brand's values. This transparency helps solidify trust and ensures that your audience remains on board with your evolution. Let's also not forget the importance of employee engagement in brand evolution. Your team plays a vital role in maintaining your brand's identity as it grows. Make sure that everyone within your company understands and believes in your brand's mission and values. Internal alignment is crucial, as employees are often the face of your brand, whether through customer service interactions, social media engagement, or product development. Consider creating internal brand training programs to ensure that all employees are aligned with the brand's identity. These programs should reinforce the core values of your brand and teach team members how to effectively communicate them. When your team is on the same page, it's easier to maintain consistency across all customer interactions, even as your brand evolves. Another way to strengthen your brand identity is by integrating sustainability or social responsibility into your brand's DNA. More and more, customers are seeking brands that not only provide great products or services but also stand for something meaningful. Whether it's environmental sustainability, social justice, or community involvement, showing that your brand cares about more than just profits can create a deeper, more lasting connection with your audience. However, it's important to approach this authentically. Consumers can easily spot when brands are jumping on the social responsibility bandwagon without real commitment. Make sure that any cause your brand supports is aligned with your values and that you're genuinely making efforts to contribute in a meaningful way. For instance, if your brand is committed to sustainability, consider how you can integrate eco-friendly practices across your entire business model, from sourcing materials to packaging to how you engage with customers. By consistently acting on your brand's values, you build credibility and trust, which are essential for long-term success. As your brand continues to evolve, maintaining open lines of communication with your audience is key. Make sure that you're regularly engaging with your customers through newsletters, social media, or events to keep them updated on what's happening within your brand. This ongoing communication not only builds trust, but also ensures that your customers feel involved and connected to your journey. Finally, let's talk about future-proofing your brand. The business landscape is constantly changing, and to maintain a strong brand identity, you need to be prepared to adapt to future challenges and opportunities. This involves staying ahead of industry trends, embracing new technologies, and being open to new ways of thinking. Part of future-proofing your brand is investing in innovation. Whether it's through product development, customer experience, or marketing strategies, staying innovative helps keep your brand relevant and competitive. But as we've discussed, innovation should always be in line with your brand's core identity. For example, if your brand is built around cutting-edge technology, ensure that you're always looking for the next big innovation that will excite and engage your audience. If your brand is centered on personal service and customer care, focus on how you can use technology to enhance, rather than replace, the human element of your interactions. In conclusion, maintaining a strong brand identity while adapting to growth and change is a delicate balance, but one that's achievable with the right strategies in place. By staying true to your core values, involving your customers, leveraging storytelling, and embracing innovation, your brand can continue to evolve while remaining authentic. As you move forward, keep asking yourself, how can you stay adaptable while preserving the integrity of your brand? What steps can you take to ensure that your brand remains relevant, trusted, and consistent, even in the face of new challenges? And how can you engage your customers in ways that foster loyalty and advocacy as your brand grows? By addressing these questions, you'll be well-equipped to build a brand that not only stands the test of time but also thrives in an ever-changing marketplace. Continuing from where we left off, let's delve deeper into some actionable steps you can take to future-proof your brand while maintaining its core identity. It's important to remember that the business landscape will continue to evolve, and brands that stay agile and adaptable while staying rooted in their values will be the ones that thrive. One essential aspect of future-proofing your brand is investing in customer-centric innovation. The more you listen to your customers and understand their changing needs, the better you'll be able to anticipate shifts in the market and adjust accordingly. Customer feedback should be at the heart of your innovation strategy. Whether it's through direct conversations, surveys, or social media insights, understanding how your audience feels about your brand and its offerings is key to evolving in the right direction. Consider setting up a system where you actively collect and review customer feedback on a regular basis. Use this feedback to drive changes and improvements in your products or services. When your customers feel heard and see that their input is making a difference, they become more loyal and engaged with your brand. This also positions your brand as one that is responsive, adaptable, and customer-focused, traits that are crucial for long-term success. Another way to future-proof your brand is to embrace technological advancements that can enhance both your internal processes and customer experiences. For example, artificial intelligence and data analytics can provide valuable insights into customer behavior, helping you predict trends and personalize your marketing efforts. Automating certain customer interactions, like chatbots for basic customer service inquiries, can also free up your team to focus on more complex, value-driven tasks. However, as we've discussed, it's important to balance technology with a human touch. Even as you adopt new technologies, maintaining the personal, human aspects of your brand is key to keeping customer relationships strong. Think of technology as a way to enhance, not replace, the connections you build with your audience. By blending innovation with authentic, human-centered communication, you ensure that your brand remains both forward-thinking and relatable. Sustainability and ethical practices are also becoming increasingly important to today's consumers. As global awareness of environmental and social issues grows, brands that take a proactive stance on sustainability can differentiate themselves from competitors. Future-proofing your brand might involve rethinking your supply chain, using eco-friendly materials, or reducing your company's carbon footprint. It's not just about making a token effort. Today's customers expect real, measurable actions. Consider sharing your sustainability goals publicly and providing updates on your progress. Transparency in these efforts builds trust and shows your audience that your brand is committed to making a positive impact. In addition to sustainability, brands that align themselves with social causes that resonate with their audience can also strengthen their identity and future-proof their business. This could be anything from supporting local communities to advocating for social justice or championing diversity and inclusion. The key is to ensure that any cause you support is authentic to your brand's values and mission. When customers see that your brand genuinely cares about making a difference, it deepens their connection to your business. Another important element in future-proofing your brand is ensuring that your team is aligned with your brand's vision. As your business grows and evolves, it's essential that your employees fully understand and embrace the brand's mission and values. When your internal team is aligned with your brand's identity, they become more effective ambassadors for your business. Whether they're interacting with customers, developing new products, or engaging on social media, their actions should consistently reflect the brand's core principles. One way to foster this alignment is through ongoing internal brand education and training. Make sure that everyone within your organization understands the brand's long-term vision and how their individual roles contribute to achieving it. This creates a sense of purpose and unity within your team, which can then translate into stronger, more consistent customer interactions. Let's also explore the importance of agility and flexibility in maintaining a strong brand identity. In today's fast-paced business environment, agility is key to staying competitive. Brands that can quickly adapt to market changes, customer preferences, or even unexpected global events are more likely to succeed in the long term. Agility doesn't mean abandoning your brand's identity every time something shifts. It means being able to adjust your strategies and approaches while staying true to your core values. For example, if a new trend emerges that aligns with your brand's mission, you should be ready to embrace it and incorporate it into your business model. However, if a trend doesn't align with your values, it's important to recognize that and stay focused on what makes your brand unique. In terms of agility, small, incremental changes are often more effective than large, disruptive shifts. Regularly introducing new ideas, testing small improvements, and gathering feedback helps ensure that your brand is evolving in a way that's sustainable and customer-focused. These small changes also allow you to stay flexible without overwhelming your customers or your team. As you think about the future, another way to keep your brand relevant and strong is by exploring new markets and audiences. Expanding into new demographics or geographic regions can offer fresh opportunities for growth, but it's essential to ensure that your core message remains consistent. When entering new markets, it's important to adapt your messaging to resonate with the local culture or audience while staying true to your brand's identity. This requires careful research and thoughtful execution to avoid diluting your brand. Finally, cultivating a long-term relationship with your audience is critical to sustaining growth and relevance. Focus on creating an ongoing dialogue with your customers, whether through social media, email newsletters, or other communication channels. Make sure your messaging is authentic, engaging, and provides real value. Regularly checking in with your audience and keeping them informed about your brand's journey helps build lasting loyalty. Loyal customers are one of the most valuable assets a brand can have. Not only do they provide repeat business, but they also become advocates for your brand, recommending your products or services to others. By consistently providing value and nurturing your customer relationships, You ensure that your brand's success isn't just fleeting, but sustainable for the long haul. In conclusion, future-proofing your brand while staying true to its identity requires a combination of innovation, customer engagement, and adaptability. By embracing new technologies, prioritizing sustainability, fostering internal alignment, and maintaining open communication with your audience, you'll be well-equipped to navigate the changing business landscape. As you move forward, remember that staying flexible and proactive is key. The market will continue to evolve, and so will your customers' needs. The brands that thrive will be the ones that are prepared to adapt while staying grounded in their values and mission. So, as you think about the next steps for your brand, consider: how can you use technology to enhance your customer experience? How can you involve your customers in your brand's evolution? And how can you ensure that your brand stays relevant, trusted, and consistent as you grow? By answering these questions and remaining committed to your brand's core identity, you'll be able to build a business that not only survives in the ever-changing marketplace, but thrives for years to come. As we continue this discussion, it's crucial to understand that long-term brand success hinges on not only being adaptable, but also fostering deep and lasting connections with your audience. Building a future-proof brand is about cultivating relationships that transcend trends and market shifts. It's about creating a community of loyal advocates who trust your brand's mission and values. One powerful way to deepen these connections is through consistent value delivery. Your audience needs to feel like they are receiving something meaningful from your brand, whether that's through the products you offer, the content you share, or the overall customer experience. The brands that succeed in maintaining loyalty and relevance are the ones that focus on consistently providing value at every touchpoint. Whether it's delivering quality products, offering exceptional customer service, or sharing insightful, useful content, your goal should always be to create an experience that customers want to return to. A big part of delivering consistent value is understanding your customers' evolving needs and desires. This is where customer journey mapping becomes invaluable. By visualizing the different stages your customers go through when interacting with your brand, from the first discovery to post-purchase engagement, you can better tailor your approach at each point of the journey. For instance, if you notice that your customers tend to disengage after their first purchase, consider developing strategies to re-engage them, such as personalized follow-up emails, loyalty programs, or exclusive offers. By mapping out the customer journey, you gain insights into potential pain points or opportunities to create stronger connections. Another essential element is brand storytelling. Your brand story should evolve along with your audience, reflecting your growth, your challenges, and your vision for the future. Storytelling allows your brand to remain relatable and memorable while highlighting the human side of your business. It's important to not only tell your story, but also let your customers be part of it. Encourage your audience to share their own experiences with your brand, whether through social media, testimonials, or case studies. These user-generated stories not only build trust and credibility, but also make your customers feel valued and heard. It's this kind of engagement that transforms customers into brand advocates. Transparency plays a significant role in building trust and loyalty, especially in today's market. Customers want to know the businesses they support are ethical, honest, and transparent in their practices. Whether it's about your product sourcing, business operations, or social and environmental impact, being upfront with your audience helps establish a sense of reliability and openness. For example, if your brand makes a mistake or faces a setback, don't shy away from addressing it with your audience. Be open about what happened and what you're doing to resolve it. This kind of honesty can strengthen trust rather than erode it, showing your customers that you are committed to doing better. Now, let's shift focus to customer loyalty programs, which are an excellent tool for reinforcing long-term relationships. But rather than just offering transactional rewards like discounts or points, consider how you can create an experience that resonates with your customers on a deeper level. Loyalty programs should make customers feel special and appreciated, offering them unique perks that go beyond financial incentives. For instance, you might offer exclusive content, early access to new products, or invitations to special events for your most loyal customers. Personalization is key here. When customers feel like the program is tailored specifically to them, their emotional connection to your brand deepens. The more personalized and thoughtful your loyalty program, the more likely it is to foster long-term commitment. Along with loyalty programs, community building is an essential part of maintaining a strong brand identity. Your brand can act as a platform that brings people together around shared interests, values, or experiences. By creating spaces for your audience to connect, whether it's through online forums, social media groups, or in-person events, you build a sense of belonging that ties people more closely to your brand. Your community becomes a place where customers can interact not just with your brand, but also with each other. This fosters a deeper connection and makes your brand more than just a business. It becomes a part of their lives. Brands that can create this sense of community often enjoy higher levels of engagement and loyalty, as customers feel like they're part of something bigger than a simple transaction. Another crucial factor in future-proofing your brand is innovation with purpose. While staying adaptable is key, innovation should always be driven by your brand's values and the needs of your audience. It's tempting to chase the latest trends, but successful brands innovate in ways that align with their long-term vision and deliver genuine value to their customers. For instance, if sustainability is a core value of your brand, focus on innovating within that space. This could mean developing eco-friendly products, reducing waste in your supply chain, or offering sustainable packaging options. Whatever your innovation strategy, make sure it stays true to your brand's identity and mission. This kind of purpose-driven innovation not only keeps your brand relevant, but also strengthens your relationship with customers who share your values. Now, let's touch on the importance of partnerships and collaborations. Partnering with other like-minded brands or influencers can help you reach new audiences while reinforcing your brand's identity. The key here is to choose partnerships that align with your values and resonate with your audience. When done correctly, collaborations can add depth to your brand, introduce fresh ideas, and create excitement within your community. For example, if your brand focuses on health and wellness, partnering with an influencer or company in the fitness or nutrition space can create synergy that enhances both brands. The collaboration should feel authentic and offer added value to your customers, whether it's through co-branded products, joint events, or shared content. Lastly, let's not overlook the power of celebrating milestones, both for your business and your customers. Whether it's your brand's anniversary, a product launch, or reaching a significant customer milestone, these moments are opportunities to reflect on your journey and celebrate the success you've built together with your audience. But don't just celebrate your own achievements, celebrate your customers as well. Recognize their loyalty, highlight their stories, and thank them for being part of your community. Whether it's through personalized thank you notes, spotlighting customers on social media, or offering special rewards for long-term loyalty, these gestures show that you value your customers beyond the transaction. In conclusion, future-proofing your brand is about maintaining a delicate balance between adaptability and consistency. It's about listening to your customers, staying true to your values, and continuously finding new ways to deliver value and foster deep connections. By focusing on community building, personalized experiences, and purposeful innovation, your brand can not only thrive in today's market, but also sustain success for years to come. So, as you think about the future of your brand, consider, how can you create deeper connections with your audience? How can you continue to innovate in a way that stays true to your mission? And how can you ensure that every interaction with your brand strengthens your relationship with your customers? The answers to these questions will guide you as you build a brand that is not only adaptable but also grounded, trusted, and poised for long-term growth. Continuing from where we left off, it's vital to remember that long-term brand growth hinges on adaptability and fostering deep, lasting connections with your customers. Now, let's focus on how you can create a sustainable brand strategy that allows for flexibility while also keeping your core values and mission at the forefront. One of the most critical components of this strategy is consistency in communication. Your brand's voice should be consistent across all platforms and interactions, whether it's on social media, in email marketing, or during customer support calls. This doesn't mean being rigid, but rather staying aligned with the values, tone, and personality of your brand. Consistency builds trust. Customers know what to expect from your brand. However, within this consistency, there's still room for growth and creativity. For instance, as trends evolve or new communication channels emerge, You can adopt them while maintaining the core elements of your brand's voice and message. Think of it as evolving the way you speak, but not changing the story you're telling. Next, let's discuss content as a tool for engagement and growth. Content marketing plays a crucial role in building long-lasting relationships with your audience, particularly if it provides genuine value. Whether it's blog posts, videos, podcasts, or social media updates, your content should educate, inspire, and engage your audience in a way that aligns with your brand's mission. To maintain consistency while adapting to changing trends, consider creating pillar content, core pieces that are evergreen and reflect your brand's values and long-term goals. This content can then be repurposed and refreshed over time to align with new trends or platforms, keeping your messaging current while staying true to your brand's identity. Another key to sustainable brand growth is leveraging customer data for personalization. As we mentioned before, customers today expect personalized experiences, and the better you know your audience, the more effectively you can cater to their individual needs. Personalization doesn't just apply to marketing messages. It should be integrated into every aspect of your business, from product recommendations to customer service. Using data analytics and customer insights, you can tailor the customer journey to make each individual feel valued and understood. For instance, personalized email campaigns based on customer behavior, purchase history, or preferences are much more likely to engage your audience than generic messaging. Additionally, offering personalized promotions or rewards can strengthen customer loyalty, making your audience feel that your brand genuinely understands and cares about their needs. At the same time, it's important to remain mindful of data privacy and transparency. Consumers are becoming increasingly aware of how their data is used, and brands that are upfront and transparent about data collection and usage build trust. Make sure your customers understand how their information is being used and always offer them the option to opt out if they choose. Transparency in this area helps establish a relationship based on respect and trust, which is key to long-term success. Let's now explore the concept of long-term brand equity. This is essentially the value that your brand holds in the eyes of your customers over time. Building brand equity is a slow, deliberate process that revolves around creating positive experiences, fostering trust, and delivering value consistently. To build brand equity, focus on authenticity in everything you do. Consumers today are savvy, and they can quickly detect when a brand is not being genuine. Make sure that your marketing, your messaging, and even your product offerings are aligned with your brand's core values and that you are delivering on the promises you make. For example, if your brand positions itself as eco-conscious, ensure that your practices reflect that. It's not enough to talk about sustainability. You must show it through actions like using sustainable materials, minimizing waste, or supporting environmental causes. This kind of authenticity strengthens your brand's credibility and leads to higher levels of customer trust and loyalty. One of the often overlooked elements of long-term brand growth is the emotional connection you create with your customers. As we've discussed, customers are more likely to stay loyal to a brand they feel emotionally connected to. Brands that evoke positive emotions, whether through storytelling, customer service, or the overall brand experience, tend to enjoy stronger customer retention and advocacy. But building this emotional connection requires more than just good marketing. It involves creating a customer experience that consistently delights and engages. Think about the moments where you can go above and beyond for your customers, turning ordinary interactions into memorable experiences. Whether it's a thoughtful follow-up after a purchase, a handwritten thank you note, or a surprise loyalty reward, these small gestures build emotional ties that go beyond the transactional. Furthermore, consider how you can tap into community building. As we touched on earlier, creating a sense of belonging among your customers turns them into more than just buyers. They become part of your brand's ecosystem. By fostering a community, you're not just selling a product or service. You're offering an experience and a shared space for like-minded individuals to connect. One way to cultivate this sense of community is by creating opportunities for customer participation. Invite your customers to take part in co-creating new products, contributing ideas, or even sharing their feedback in a meaningful way. This type of collaboration not only strengthens the bond between your brand and your customers, but also makes them feel like they are an essential part of your brand's growth. For example, Some brands have successfully involved their customers in product design or feature development through voting, surveys, or direct feedback. Not only does this give your customers a voice, but it also ensures that your brand's evolution is closely aligned with customer preferences. As your brand grows, staying flexible and open to feedback is essential. Even though it's important to maintain consistency, being open to change allows you to adjust to new market demands and customer expectations. Regularly seek feedback, both internally and externally, to ensure that your brand stays on the right track. As you continue to foster loyalty and strengthen your brand identity, don't forget the importance of celebrating your customers' successes. Highlighting your customers' achievements, whether through case studies, testimonials, or social media shoutouts, can create a powerful sense of belonging and appreciation. It shows that you're not just focused on your own success, but also invested in the success of your customers. Let's also talk about the significance of recognizing and rewarding loyalty. Building a loyal customer base is not just about attracting new customers, but also about nurturing and rewarding those who have been with you for a long time. Whether it's through personalized discounts, exclusive content, or early access to new products, showing appreciation for your loyal customers is crucial in maintaining that long-term connection. Finally, as we look toward the future, it's worth emphasizing the importance of staying agile in your approach to brand strategy. The business landscape will continue to evolve, and your brand's ability to stay relevant depends on your willingness to adapt. But within that adaptability, it's essential to stay true to the values and mission that define your brand. In summary, the path to sustainable brand growth involves a careful balance between consistency and adaptability. By maintaining a strong focus on your brand's values, delivering continuous value to your customers, and staying open to feedback and innovation, you'll be well equipped to navigate whatever challenges or opportunities come your way. So, as you move forward, keep asking yourself, how can you deepen the emotional connection between your brand and your customers? What new ways can you innovate while staying true to your brand's identity? And how can you ensure that every interaction with your audience reinforces the trust, loyalty, and authenticity that your brand stands for? The answers to these questions will help guide you as you build a brand that not only stands the test of time, but also continues to grow and thrive in a dynamic, ever-changing marketplace. Continuing from where we left off, let's now focus on some of the finer details that will help you maintain and expand your brand's presence while keeping your core identity intact. As we discussed, sustainable brand growth relies on adaptability, trust, and an unwavering commitment to delivering value. So, how do you ensure that these elements remain at the forefront of your strategy as your brand scales? One of the most powerful, yet often underutilized tools in maintaining that consistency is brand guidelines. Having a set of well-defined guidelines ensures that every aspect of your brand, whether it's your logo, colors, messaging, or even tone of voice, remains cohesive across all touchpoints. As your brand grows and new team members join or new campaigns are developed, these guidelines serve as the foundation for maintaining the integrity of your brand. However, brand guidelines are not static documents. They should evolve alongside your brand. For example, if your brand adopts a new value, such as sustainability or inclusion, this should be reflected in your messaging and communication style. Regularly updating your brand guidelines ensures that they stay relevant and aligned with your long-term vision. Let's also revisit the importance of internal alignment. As your brand expands, ensuring that your team members, from customer support to marketing to leadership, are all on the same page becomes crucial. This isn't just about knowing the brand guidelines, but about deeply understanding the brand's mission, values, and future direction. One way to achieve this is through regular internal workshops or training sessions. These sessions can help reinforce your brand's key messages, update the team on any strategic shifts, and give employees the tools they need to represent the brand effectively. When everyone is aligned and passionate about the brand, it comes through in every customer interaction and decision made within the business. In addition, fostering a culture of innovation and feedback within your company is crucial. Encourage your employees to bring new ideas to the table, whether it's about product improvements, customer engagement strategies, or internal processes. A brand that fosters innovation internally will naturally project a forward-thinking image externally. Moving on, let's talk about measuring the success of your brand strategy. While metrics like revenue growth, market share, and customer acquisition are important, they only tell part of the story. To get a full picture of how well your brand is performing, you need to look at metrics related to brand sentiment, customer loyalty, and engagement. One way to gauge brand sentiment is through social listening tools. These tools help you monitor conversations around your brand across social media platforms, blogs, and forums. Are customers talking about your brand in a positive light? Are there recurring complaints or issues that need to be addressed? Tracking this kind of data can give you valuable insights into how your brand is perceived in real time, allowing you to make adjustments as needed. Another key metric is your Net Promoter Score, NPS, which measures the likelihood of customers recommending your brand to others. A high NPS is a strong indicator of customer loyalty and satisfaction, while a low score suggests that there may be areas of your customer experience that need improvement. Beyond sentiment and loyalty, it's also important to track customer lifetime value, CLV. This metric gives you a clear picture of the long-term profitability of your customers and can help guide decisions about where to invest resources in customer retention and engagement efforts. Customers with high CLV tend to be your most loyal advocates, so nurturing these relationships should be a priority. As your brand continues to grow, one challenge you'll likely face is scaling without losing the personal touch. Larger brands often struggle to maintain the same level of personalization and customer care they had when they were smaller. But it's precisely this personal touch that often sets brands apart. One strategy to maintain personalization as you scale is by automating certain processes without losing the human element. For instance, using AI-driven customer service tools like chatbots can help handle routine inquiries, freeing up your human team members to focus on more complex and personalized interactions. Similarly, automating personalized email campaigns based on customer behavior or preferences can ensure that your customers feel valued and understood, even as your brand grows. Another key to scaling while maintaining your brand identity is to keep your leadership accessible and visible. As a brand grows, customers can feel disconnected from the people behind it. To counter this, ensure that your leadership team remains involved in public-facing activities, whether that's through blog posts, social media engagement, or participation in events and webinars. This visibility reinforces the human side of your brand and ensures that your customers still feel a personal connection, even as the business expands. Let's also not overlook the power of partnerships and collaborations as your brand grows. As we discussed earlier, aligning with like-minded brands, influencers, or organizations can help you reach new audiences while staying true to your core values. These partnerships should be mutually beneficial and rooted in shared goals or missions. However, as you scale, you should also be cautious about overextending your brand through too many collaborations. Focus on partnerships that genuinely add value to your customers and that align with your long-term vision. It's better to have a few strong, authentic collaborations than to dilute your brand through too many disconnected partnerships. Lastly, let's return to the topic of future-proofing your brand. As we mentioned earlier, staying agile and adaptable is key to long-term success. This means not only being aware of market trends, but also being proactive in driving innovation within your industry. To future-proof your brand, consider setting aside resources for research and development, R&D. Whether it's experimenting with new products, services, or technologies, R&D helps ensure that your brand stays ahead of the curve. Regularly test new ideas, gather feedback, and be willing to pivot when necessary. By staying innovative, your brand can remain competitive and relevant, even as the market evolves. In conclusion, scaling your brand while maintaining its core identity requires a combination of consistency, innovation, and adaptability. By staying true to your values, listening to your customers, and fostering internal alignment, you'll be well-equipped to navigate the complexities of growth while building a brand that is resilient, trusted, and future-ready. So, as you continue to build your brand, keep asking yourself, how can you ensure that your brand's identity remains consistent as you grow? How can you scale without losing the personal touch that makes your brand unique? And how can you continue to innovate and adapt while staying true to your mission? By answering these questions and implementing the strategies we've discussed, you'll be well on your way to building a brand that not only stands the test of time, but thrives in an ever-changing business landscape. Continuing with this approach, let's explore a few more aspects that will be essential as you scale your brand and ensure that it remains competitive, engaging, and true to its core. One of the most important things to keep in mind as your business grows is to stay connected to your customer base. This is often easier said than done, but it's critical for both maintaining loyalty and for continually improving the products and services you offer. One strategy is to actively seek out customer feedback on a regular basis. Many brands make the mistake of assuming that their initial customer research is enough, but in reality, customer preferences and behaviors can shift over time. Conducting periodic surveys, focus groups, or even using social media to directly engage with your audience will provide you with the real-time insights necessary to make informed decisions. You might also consider using customer advisory boards or VIP groups. These are small, select groups of your most loyal customers who can provide feedback on new ideas, products, or initiatives before you introduce them to the wider market. Involving your customers in the decision-making process not only helps you improve your offerings but also strengthens their loyalty, as they feel like a vital part of your brand's evolution. Another aspect that becomes increasingly important as your brand grows is your brand's social responsibility. More than ever, consumers are looking for brands that not only deliver great products, but also contribute positively to society. This means that as you scale, you should think about how your brand can make a difference, whether it's through environmentally sustainable practices, social justice initiatives, or community outreach programs. Integrating a corporate social responsibility (CSR) strategy into your brand's DNA can be a powerful differentiator. However, it's important that these efforts are authentic and aligned with your brand's values. Customers can quickly spot inauthentic or performative actions, so your CSR effort should come from a genuine desire to make a positive impact. Whether you're reducing your carbon footprint, supporting local communities, or advocating for inclusivity, ensure that your efforts are transparent and measurable. One way to highlight your brand's social responsibility is by telling the story behind your initiatives. Use your website, social media, or other platforms to share the impact your brand is making in the world. This not only helps build your brand's reputation, but also deepens the emotional connection your customers have with your business. In addition to social responsibility, customer retention becomes even more critical as you scale. While acquiring new customers is important, retaining existing ones is far more cost-effective and can lead to long-term growth. Customer loyalty programs, as we've discussed, are a great way to keep your audience engaged, but they need to be well-structured and continuously evolving. To keep your loyalty programs fresh and relevant, consider introducing tiered loyalty programs, where customers unlock more exclusive rewards as they continue to engage with your brand. These programs can incentivize repeat purchases, increase engagement, and give your customers something to aspire to. You might offer special perks like early access to new products, personalized discounts, or even invitation-only events. Another strategy for customer retention is to create subscription-based offerings. If it's feasible for your business model, subscriptions provide ongoing value to your customers while ensuring consistent revenue. Whether it's a physical product subscription box, digital content access, or a software-as-a-service (SaaS) model, subscriptions encourage long-term commitment and build stronger relationships with your customers. To take this a step further, make sure that your subscription offerings are personalized and adaptable. Customers appreciate flexibility, whether it's the ability to pause, upgrade, or downgrade their subscription. Offering personalized subscription recommendations based on customer behavior or preferences can further enhance their experience and make them feel understood. Now, let's talk about expanding your brand into new markets. As your brand scales, you might consider entering new geographic regions or targeting new customer segments. Expanding into new markets offers a tremendous opportunity for growth, but it also comes with challenges, particularly when it comes to maintaining your brand's identity and consistency. The key to successful market expansion is thorough research. Understand the cultural nuances, customer behaviors, and market demands in the regions or demographics you plan to enter. Your messaging and marketing strategies may need to be tailored to resonate with the local audience without compromising the essence of your brand. It's also important to establish a local presence in new markets, whether through local influencers, partnerships, or even pop-up events. This helps build trust with new customers and ensures that your brand feels authentic and approachable in the new market. As you expand, make sure to scale your infrastructure appropriately. From customer support to logistics and supply chain management, the operational side of your business must grow alongside your brand's reach. Ensure that your internal systems are set up to handle increased demand without compromising the customer experience. At this stage, you'll also want to think about your brand's leadership and how you're positioning yourself as a thought leader within your industry. As your brand grows, you have the opportunity to become a recognized authority in your space, whether that's through publishing content, speaking at industry events, or collaborating with other industry leaders. Establishing your brand as a thought leader not only elevates your reputation but also helps attract more customers and partners. People want to buy from brands they trust and respect, and thought leadership can play a big role in building that trust. Consider starting a blog, launching a podcast, or hosting webinars where you can share insights and expertise that are valuable to your audience. Let's not forget the importance of staying agile as your brand scales. While growth is exciting, it also comes with unforeseen challenges. Whether it's a shift in market trends, technological advancements, or economic changes, your brand needs to stay flexible and adaptable to navigate these shifts successfully. Agility doesn't mean changing your brand's identity. It means being open to new ideas, approaches, and opportunities. Regularly review your strategies and be willing to pivot when necessary. Brands that stay rigid in the face of change often struggle, while those that embrace innovation and flexibility continue to thrive. Lastly, one of the most valuable assets your brand can have as it scales is a strong and engaged community. We've touched on the importance of building a loyal customer base, but a community goes beyond that. It's about creating a space where customers can interact with each other, share their experiences, and advocate for your brand without you prompting them. Invest in community-building efforts like forums, social media groups, or even in-person events that bring your customers together. Encourage discussions, user-generated content, and collaborations within your community. When your customers feel like they're part of something bigger than just a transaction, their loyalty deepens. In conclusion, scaling your brand while maintaining its core identity requires a multifaceted approach. From expanding your market reach and strengthening customer retention strategies to fostering a strong community and embracing social responsibility, these elements all contribute to a sustainable and successful brand. As you continue to grow, keep your customers at the heart of your strategy, stay true to your brand's values, and remain agile in the face of new challenges. By doing so, you'll build a brand that not only scales but thrives in an increasingly competitive marketplace. So, as you reflect on your brand's next steps, consider, how can you deepen your relationship with your customers as you scale? How can you maintain your brand's authenticity while entering new markets? And how can you ensure that your brand stays adaptable and ready for whatever the future brings? By addressing these questions and staying committed to your long-term vision, you'll be well on your way to building a brand that's not only successful today, but also ready for continued growth and evolution in the years to come. Continuing from where we left off, let's delve deeper into the strategic elements that can help ensure your brand's continued success as you scale. As we've discussed, maintaining the balance between growth and staying true to your brand's core identity is essential. Now, let's focus on a few additional strategies that will help your brand continue to thrive as it expands. One of the most important aspects of scaling your brand is fostering innovation while maintaining consistency. Your audience values the reliability of your brand, but they also expect you to evolve with the times. This balance can be tricky, but one way to navigate it is by adopting a customer-centric innovation strategy. This means that any new product development, feature upgrades, or service enhancements should be driven by customer feedback and insights. By actively listening to your customers, you ensure that your innovations are aligned with their needs and desires. In turn, this keeps your brand relevant while also reinforcing the trust that customers have in your ability to deliver. Another key area to focus on is diversifying your product or service offerings. As your brand grows, there are often opportunities to expand into adjacent markets or develop complementary products that add value to your existing customer base. Diversification not only helps your business generate new revenue streams, but also makes your brand more resilient to market fluctuations. However, diversification should always feel organic and aligned with your brand's mission. For example, if your brand is known for high-quality wellness products, expanding into fitness-related services or eco-friendly apparel could be a natural progression. But if your brand suddenly moves into an entirely unrelated industry, it could confuse your audience and dilute your brand identity. To make diversification work, ensure that any new product or service you introduce aligns with your brand's values and long-term vision. Conduct thorough market research and test these new offerings with your core audience before launching them to a broader market. This allows you to gauge interest, gather feedback, and refine your approach to ensure a successful launch. Now, let's talk about the importance of scaling your team alongside your brand. As your business grows, the demands on your team will increase, and you'll need to ensure that your workforce can keep pace with your brand's expansion. This involves not only hiring the right people, but also fostering a company culture that reflects your brand's values. Your team plays a crucial role in representing your brand, and the way they interact with customers can either strengthen or weaken your brand's reputation. By investing in team development and ensuring that your employees feel connected to the brand's mission, you create a workforce that is motivated, engaged, and aligned with your business goals. In addition to scaling your team, you should also think about expanding your operational infrastructure. As your brand grows, your supply chain, logistics, and technology systems need to scale accordingly. This ensures that you can meet increased demand without sacrificing the quality of your products or customer service. One way to ensure operational scalability is by leveraging technology and automation. Automation can help streamline processes such as inventory management, order fulfillment, and customer service, freeing up your team to focus on more strategic tasks. However, it's important to maintain the human touch in areas that directly impact the customer experience. While automation can enhance efficiency, customers still value personal interactions, especially when it comes to customer support. Another essential element to consider is building strategic partnerships. As your brand scales, partnerships can play a key role in expanding your reach, improving your offerings, and increasing your brand's visibility. Whether you're collaborating with influencers, other businesses, or nonprofit organizations, strategic partnerships allow you to tap into new audiences and resources. However, it's crucial that these partnerships align with your brand's values and resonate with your audience. For example, partnering with influencers who share your brand's mission can help you reach a broader audience in an authentic and relatable way. On the other hand, forming partnerships that feel forced or inauthentic can damage your brand's reputation. Let's not forget the importance of adapting your marketing strategies as your brand grows. What worked for your brand when it was smaller may not be as effective when you're operating on a larger scale. As you expand into new markets or target new customer segments, your marketing efforts need to evolve to address the unique needs and preferences of these audiences. Consider adopting a more data-driven approach to marketing. This means using customer data and analytics to inform your marketing decisions, allowing you to create more personalized and effective campaigns. Whether it's through targeted email marketing, social media advertising, or content marketing, leveraging data helps you reach the right people with the right message at the right time. Additionally, as your brand grows, it's important to maintain a strong brand narrative. While your marketing strategies may evolve, your brand story should remain consistent. This narrative is what connects your customers to your brand on an emotional level, and it should be woven into every piece of content, campaign, and communication. Your brand story should highlight your mission, your values, and the impact your brand is making. It should evolve with your brand, reflecting your growth and the ways in which you're making a difference in your customers' lives. By keeping your story at the forefront of your marketing efforts, you reinforce the emotional connection customers have with your brand. In the same vein, content marketing continues to play a significant role in building brand awareness and loyalty as you scale. High-quality content that educates, inspires, and engages your audience helps position your brand as an authority in your industry. It also gives your customers a reason to keep coming back, even when they're not actively making a purchase. As you scale, consider expanding your content marketing efforts by diversifying the types of content you produce. For example, you might introduce video content, webinars, or podcasts to reach new audiences and provide more in-depth insights into your brand's expertise. Additionally, collaborating with industry influencers or experts on content can help broaden your brand's reach and credibility. Finally, as your brand grows, it's essential to maintain a customer-centric approach. The larger your brand becomes, the easier it can be to lose sight of the individual customer experience. However, maintaining a personalized, customer-focused approach is what sets great brands apart from the rest. Regularly engage with your customers through social media, email, and other channels to keep the lines of communication open. Listen to their feedback, address their concerns, and continually look for ways to improve their experience with your brand. No matter how large your brand becomes, your customers should always feel valued, heard, and appreciated. In conclusion, scaling your brand successfully requires a combination of strategic planning, operational excellence, and a deep commitment to maintaining your brand's core identity. By fostering innovation, building strong partnerships, and keeping your customers at the center of your strategy, you can ensure that your brand not only grows but thrives. So, as you look toward the future, keep asking yourself, how can you continue to innovate while staying true to your brand's mission? How can you expand your reach without losing the personal touch? And how can you ensure that every step of your growth journey strengthens the relationship between your brand and your customers? By staying focused on these questions and implementing the strategies we've discussed, you'll be well on your way to building a brand that is not only successful today, but positioned for continued growth and success in the years to come. As we continue exploring how to sustain long-term brand growth, let's turn our attention to the importance of brand adaptability. The business landscape is constantly shifting, with new trends, technologies, and customer expectations emerging all the time. To stay relevant, your brand needs to be agile enough to embrace change while staying rooted in the values that have driven your success. A key aspect of adaptability is staying ahead of industry trends. By keeping a close eye on market developments and technological advancements, you can position your brand as a leader rather than a follower. This doesn't mean jumping on every new trend that comes along, but rather identifying which shifts align with your brand's goals and how they can enhance your offerings. For instance, if sustainability is becoming increasingly important to your customer base, integrating eco-friendly practices into your supply chain and product development can be a natural and valuable evolution for your brand. Similarly, as digital platforms evolve, adopting new technologies that improve customer experience, such as AI-driven customer service tools, personalized shopping experiences, or augmented reality features, can set your brand apart. But adaptability doesn't just apply to external trends. It also involves being willing to reevaluate and refine internal processes. As your brand scales, certain systems and structures that worked well when you were smaller may need to be updated or replaced. Whether it's upgrading your CRM system, optimizing your logistics for faster delivery, or enhancing your website's user experience, continuous improvement is essential to keeping your operations running smoothly. Another important aspect of adaptability is maintaining a customer-first mindset. As consumer preferences shift, so must your brand's approach to meeting their needs. This requires not only listening to customer feedback, but also anticipating changes before they become issues. For example, if you notice a growing demand for faster shipping options or more flexible return policies, proactively offering these services before they become a standard expectation in your industry can give you a competitive edge. In addition, diversifying your revenue streams is a powerful way to ensure your brand remains adaptable and resilient in the face of change. Depending solely on one product or service can be risky, especially in times of economic uncertainty or shifting market trends. By exploring complementary offerings or entering adjacent markets, you can create new sources of revenue while expanding your brand's reach. For example, if your brand sells wellness products, you might explore offering online courses, membership programs, or even digital content subscriptions that provide your customers with ongoing value. This diversification not only helps mitigate risk, but also creates more touchpoints for your customers to engage with your brand. Another key factor in maintaining adaptability is cultivating a strong brand culture within your company. A culture that encourages innovation, collaboration, and open communication is essential for navigating change effectively. When your team is aligned with your brand's values and mission, they're more likely to embrace new ideas and drive the business forward. Encourage your team to experiment with new approaches, share ideas, and challenge the status quo. Foster an environment where creativity is valued and employees feel empowered to take calculated risks that could lead to breakthrough innovations. At the same time, ensure that your leadership is accessible and open to feedback. Great ideas often come from unexpected places, and maintaining a two-way dialogue with your team is crucial to staying adaptable. As we look at the external-facing aspects of brand adaptability, it's also important to consider your brand's role in social responsibility. Consumers are increasingly expecting the brands they support to not only provide value, but also contribute positively to society. Whether it's adopting more sustainable practices, supporting social justice initiatives, or giving back to the community, brands that take a stand on important issues often build deeper emotional connections with their customers. However, it's essential that your brand's commitment to social responsibility is authentic and aligned with your values. Forcing a stance or hopping on a cause for the sake of optics can quickly backfire if it's perceived as disingenuous. Instead, focus on causes that resonate with your brand's mission and that you can support in meaningful ways, whether through direct action, partnerships, or donations. Now, let's explore brand resilience, another critical factor for long-term success. Resilience is about more than just surviving setbacks. It's about thriving in the face of adversity and using challenges as opportunities for growth. Whether it's navigating economic downturns, dealing with unexpected supply chain disruptions, or adapting to regulatory changes, resilience ensures that your brand can weather the storm and come out stronger on the other side. One of the key elements of resilience is having a contingency plan in place. While you can't predict every challenge, you can prepare for the unexpected by having systems and strategies ready to implement when needed. This could involve building relationships with multiple suppliers to ensure supply chain flexibility, creating financial reserves to handle periods of reduced revenue, or investing in technology that allows you to pivot your business model if necessary. Building resilience also means being open to pivoting your strategy when the situation calls for it. Some of the most successful brands today started with a very different vision from where they are now. Whether it's launching new product lines, shifting to a different market, or even transforming your entire business model, the ability to pivot is what separates resilient brands from those that struggle to adapt. Let's now turn to the importance of maintaining customer engagement over the long term. As your brand grows, keeping your audience engaged requires more than just offering new products or services. You need to continually provide value and foster a relationship that feels personal, even as your customer base expands. To achieve this, focus on creating ongoing dialogue with your customers. Social media platforms, email newsletters, and community forums are all excellent ways to keep the conversation going. Encourage user-generated content, host Q&A sessions, and share behind-the-scenes insights that make your customers feel like they're part of your brand's journey. Personalization also plays a key role in maintaining engagement. With advancements in data analytics and AI, brands now have the tools to create highly personalized customer experiences that reflect individual preferences and behaviors. Whether it's recommending products based on past purchases, sending personalized offers, or tailoring content to specific interests, personalization helps build a deeper connection with your audience. Additionally, consider rewarding engagement in ways that go beyond traditional loyalty programs. Recognizing and celebrating your most engaged customers, whether through shoutouts on social media, exclusive access to events, or special discounts, makes them feel valued and appreciated. This kind of recognition strengthens their emotional investment in your brand and encourages them to continue advocating for you. Finally, as you scale, don't lose sight of the importance of brand authenticity. In today's highly connected world, customers are more discerning than ever, and they can quickly detect when a brand is not being genuine. Authenticity is about staying true to your brand's values, mission, and personality, even as you grow. One of the best ways to maintain authenticity is through consistent storytelling. Your brand story is what sets you apart from competitors and gives your customers a reason to choose you. Make sure that your story is reflected in everything you do, from your marketing campaigns to your customer service interactions. Whether you're sharing the origins of your brand, highlighting the people behind it, or showcasing the impact you're making in the world, authenticity will help you build trust and loyalty with your audience. In conclusion, scaling your brand while staying adaptable, resilient, and authentic is the key to long-term success. By embracing innovation, maintaining a customer-first mindset, and fostering culture of agility within your business, you'll be well-positioned to navigate the challenges and opportunities that come with growth. As you continue on your journey, keep asking yourself, how can you stay ahead of industry trends while staying true to your brand's identity? How can you create deeper, more meaningful connections with your customers as you grow? And how can you ensure that your brand remains flexible and resilient in an ever-changing world? By addressing these questions and implementing the strategies we've discussed, you'll be on a path to building a brand that not only stands the test of time, but also thrives in a dynamic, competitive landscape. Continuing from where we left off, let's take a deeper look at how you can ensure your brand's long-term relevance while remaining competitive in a rapidly changing market. As your business grows, staying relevant isn't just about introducing new products or services. It's about continuously aligning your brand with the evolving needs, values, and behaviors of your audience. One of the first steps in maintaining long-term relevance is to consistently invest in market research. Consumer preferences, industry trends, and competitive landscapes are constantly shifting, and staying informed allows you to adapt your brand's strategy accordingly. This research doesn't have to be limited to large, formal studies. It can also include customer feedback, social media monitoring, and regular conversations with your most engaged customers. By staying in tune with what's important to your audience, you can make strategic decisions that keep your brand at the forefront of the industry. For example, if you notice a growing interest in sustainability within your target market, you might explore ways to make your products more eco-friendly or align your brand with sustainability initiatives. Being proactive in this way not only keeps your brand relevant, but also demonstrates that you care about the same issues as your customers. Another crucial aspect of staying relevant is to be forward-thinking in your approach to innovation. While it's important to meet your customers' current needs, you should also be thinking about how you can anticipate and address their future needs. This requires a long-term vision for your brand, one that allows you to stay flexible and open to new opportunities while maintaining a clear sense of direction. Consider how emerging technologies such as AI, blockchain, or virtual reality could potentially impact your industry. Could these technologies offer new ways to enhance your products or improve customer experiences? By keeping an eye on technological advancements and being willing to experiment with new tools, you can position your brand as a leader in innovation. Of course, innovation doesn't always have to be tech-driven. It can also involve creative problem-solving and reimagining traditional approaches. For example, if customer convenience is a priority for your audience, think about how you can streamline the buying process, offer personalized delivery options, or provide exceptional post-purchase support. Small but impactful innovations like these can create a seamless experience that sets your brand apart from the competition. As your brand grows, another important factor in staying relevant is diversity and inclusion. Today's consumers are increasingly drawn to brands that are inclusive and representative of the diverse world we live in. By making diversity a priority within your company culture and outward-facing communications, you not only show that your brand is socially conscious, but also open up opportunities to reach a broader audience. This could mean making sure that your advertising represents people of different backgrounds, ethnicities, genders, and abilities. It could also mean fostering a diverse workplace where all voices are heard and valued. By promoting inclusion, you can build a brand that resonates with a wider range of people and creates a more meaningful connection with your customers. Now, let's discuss the importance of transparency in maintaining trust with your customers. Transparency has become a non-negotiable for brands, especially as consumers demand more visibility into how businesses operate. This can include everything from how you source your materials to how you treat your employees to how you handle data privacy. Being open and honest about your business practices builds trust with your customers and shows them that you have nothing to hide. For example, if your brand is committed to sustainability, be transparent about your environmental impact and the steps you're taking to reduce it. If your brand is focused on ethical labor practices, share stories about the people behind your products and the conditions under which they work. Additionally, owning up to mistakes and addressing issues openly can actually strengthen customer loyalty. If something goes wrong, whether it's a product defect, a shipping delay, or a customer service issue, acknowledge the problem and communicate clearly about how you plan to fix it. Customers appreciate honesty, and are more likely to forgive a mistake if they feel that your brand is taking responsibility and making things right. Let's shift gears now and focus on how brand differentiation plays a role in your long-term success. In a crowded marketplace, it's more important than ever to distinguish your brand from the competition. This goes beyond offering a unique product or service. It's about creating a distinct identity that resonates with your target audience on a deeper level. One of the most effective ways to differentiate your brand is by telling a compelling brand story. What makes your brand unique? What inspired its creation? What are the values that drive your business? By crafting a narrative that highlights the authenticity of your brand, you create an emotional connection with your audience, which is something that competitors can't easily replicate. This differentiation can also extend to your brand personality. While some brands focus on professionalism and expertise, others may lean into a more playful, approachable, or quirky tone. Whatever personality you choose, consistency is key. Your brand's voice should be reflected across all customer touchpoints, from your website copy to your social media presence to your customer support interactions. In addition to differentiation, brand loyalty remains one of the most valuable assets your business can have. As your brand grows, you'll need to invest in strategies that deepen customer loyalty and keep your audience coming back for more. One way to do this is by offering ongoing value beyond the initial purchase. Consider how you can continue to add value to your customers' lives after they've made a purchase. This could be through loyalty programs, personalized follow-up communications, or educational content that helps them get the most out of your product or service. By staying in touch and offering continuous value, you ensure that your brand remains top of mind for future purchases. A key component of building loyalty is recognition and rewards. Customers who feel appreciated are more likely to stay loyal to your brand and advocate for it within their networks. This doesn't have to be limited to discounts or promotions. Think about how you can create memorable experiences for your most loyal customers. For example, you might offer exclusive access to events, early product releases, or personalized recommendations based on past purchases. These types of rewards create a sense of exclusivity and make your customers feel like they're part of an inner circle, which strengthens their emotional connection to your brand. Finally, let's revisit the importance of sustainability and social responsibility as your brand scales. Customers are increasingly seeking out brands that are not only delivering great products, but are also making a positive impact on the world. Whether it's reducing your carbon footprint, supporting charitable initiatives, or advocating for social justice causes, integrating social responsibility into your brand strategy can enhance your reputation and build stronger connections with socially conscious consumers. As your brand grows, consider how you can embed purpose into your business model. This doesn't just mean launching one-off campaigns or donating to charity once in a while. It means ensuring that your brand's mission is aligned with making a lasting positive impact. This could involve adopting more sustainable business practices, partnering with nonprofits, or developing products that address real-world challenges. In conclusion, achieving long-term relevance and success in a dynamic business environment requires a combination of adaptability, authenticity, and customer focus. By consistently evolving to meet the needs of your audience, staying ahead of market trends, and maintaining your brand's core values, you'll be well-positioned to grow and thrive in the years to come. As you move forward, ask yourself, how can your brand continue to differentiate itself in an increasingly competitive market? How can you maintain transparency and authenticity as you scale? And how can you build lasting relationships with your customers that go beyond transactional interactions? By addressing these questions and implementing the strategies we've discussed, you'll be on the path to creating a brand that stands the test of time, one that is trusted, relevant, and beloved by your audience. As we wrap up today's discussion, I want to leave you with a final thought on the importance of staying adaptable, authentic, and customer-focused as you grow your brand. Building a business that thrives in the long term requires not just strategic planning, but also a commitment to continuously evolving and meeting the changing needs of your customers. Remember, success isn't just about scaling quickly. It's about growing with intention, keeping your brand's core identity intact while embracing innovation and change. Stay connected to your community, be transparent in your actions, and always look for ways to add value. If you're ready to take the next step in scaling your business, I encourage you to explore the resources at Banda Business. We offer tools and solutions designed to help you engage your customers, grow your brand, and build sustainable success. Whether you're looking for ways to streamline your operations or strengthen your customer relationships, Banda Business has the right package to support your journey. Visit Banda Business today and find the solution that's perfect for your business growth. Keep pushing forward, stay focused on what matters most, and remember, you have the power to create a brand that not only succeeds but thrives for years to come.